Hello, this is KT, Japanese comedian in Chicago, and today is November 21. Today I want to talk about like a difference between Japanese comedy and US comedy. I frequently get asked about this from my comedian friend, like what's the comedy scene look like in Japan, and I find it pretty interesting to always discuss about differences. I'm outside right now. It's freezing, snowing. I think Chicago just realized it's actually winter. Yeah, so the differences, I think the biggest difference between US comedy and Japanese comedy is format, where, as you probably know, um, main form of comedy in the United States is stand-up, where one person do a single talking in front of the mic, whereas in Japan, the most mainstream form of comedy is duo stand-up, where you usually see two people in front of the mic, and it's not really a sketch. It's still kind of conversational act out, I would say. I will put some um, example Japanese duo stand-up that I did it with my friend the other day around here. But yeah, so I think that format is very different. I mean, US is just one person, Japan is just duo, two people. And we do have a single person comedy style, but it's definitely not as major as how you will see in the United States. A lot of people often ask me, so why do Japanese comedy do it with two people? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how that evolved, but looking at, well, I mean, since I know both style, there's definitely unique feature for dual stand-up where there are a lot of things can come out because it's conversation between two people rather than one person just talking. And other kind of feature I should explain about Japanese comedy is when there are two people, one person is usually dedicated for saying a lot of stupid stuff, and the other person is dedicated to correct that other person who is saying a lot of stupid stuff. So we often call one person boke, meaning he's doing a lot of stupid stuff, saying a lot of stupid shit, and the other person is being called tsukomi, meaning that person is correcting the other person. And I think there are a lot of dynamic and a lot of new component that can only come out from conversation, but not just a single person talking. Um, for example, oftentimes I think because one person is correcting the other person, the audience can resonate more easily to what they're saying. Sometimes it'd be like, oh my god, that's exactly what I was thinking when somebody else is saying some stupid stuff. So I think Japanese comedy evolved in a very unique way where um, mainly there's always two people, and there's just like so many, I would say, pattern that every Japanese can recognize in comedy. Where, all right, if somebody is start doing this kind of stupid stuff, the other person will most likely gonna be, saying something to correct it. And Japanese, like every Japanese person know how it works and what's the style and format. It's easier for Japanese people to understand and expect what's coming. So another thing I would say is in Japan, as I mentioned, it's usually two people doing um, the comedy together, and there is also a single person, of course, a comedian, doing their own thing. No one really call that as a stand-up. They just simply call it as a single person act out. But I think in general consensus is two people is usually funnier than one person. I cannot logically explain why that is, but I think that's like more of a general consensus. And I think, like, I'm not sure how old the Japanese comedy history is, but I'm pretty sure it's very old. And over the time, like this two duo stand up kind of evolved in so many diverse way. Every single comedian or comedian group, I would say, because it's two people, have their own distinct style of how they talk, how they format their conversation, how they structure their comedy. So every Japanese, when they see when they recognize certain group of comedians, they instantly know what kind of comedy they do, what kind of style they have. I think the closest thing to Japanese like duo stand up in the United States is Key and Peele. They always I often see them together, and I have seen their kind of special where they have conversation going on between their sketch, and that is very, I would say, the closest thing to Japanese duo stand up that I see in the United States. And on the other side, I of course enjoy like single person stand up in the United States a lot. I mean, that's why I'm doing it, and there is definitely a lot of unique feature in stand up in itself that cannot be kind of replicated by two people. So yeah, I wouldn't say like I don't think there's like better one, but I'm just saying that's like the big difference. So as far as I know, there's only one kind of stand up comedy bar in Japan, because all the other comedy house they usually have only for like those duo comedy. So yeah, that's a big difference number one. It's so fucking cold, so I'm gonna get the fuck out of this place right now. Just came back from gym, and I think the other very big difference is the topic of comedy. So in United States, like a lot of comedy topic include political thing, racist thing, sexist joke, dick joke, a lot of that. In Japan, all of those are like huge, like taboo. Um, you don't see Japanese comedian making any political joke or race joke. I mean, there's only Japanese people in Japan, so I don't think they can make any race joke. And yeah, so I think that's very big differences for sure. And a lot of American comedian friends always ask me, then what kind of joke do like Japanese comedian usually make? And I would say it's very diverse, but some of like common topic that I often see is I feel Japanese comedians are really good at creating like hypothetical situation, which is so unreal that make you laugh. And as I mentioned, there's always like two people, right? So one person start to, acting out or creating this like very unrealistic hypothetical situation, and the other person is like keep correcting, like, what the hell are you talking about? That's so unrealistic. Like, are you out of your mind? Stuff like that. And it gets really creative, as you can imagine, because there's no um, race joke, sex joke, political joke. So you're gonna have to be so creative to make people laugh if you're trying to create some hypothetical situation and trying to make people laugh. So I think that's like one area of a joke that I see often in Japan. And what else? As I mentioned, there's just so many different type and diverse kind of topic and genre that Japanese comedian explore. And yeah, I think that is definitely one of the big differences. I think the reason why um, there's no much of like political joke or racist joke is mainly because how Japanese kind of comedy industry is structured, I would say. So what like TV is still a huge kind of part of any media in Japan, right? So for any famous comedian, well, now there's a YouTube and Instagram and a lot of social media platform that people can become famous, but until recently, TV is the one and only kind of source of platform that comedian can make their name, right? And of course, TV have their sponsors, which is usually the big Japanese company. So if any comedian makes, let's say, some political joke, and a lot of Japanese people get mad at that joke, what they do is they call the sponsor company to complain about them sponsoring the TV show that had those comedian make a political statement. So because of that kind of structure, like business structure, the sponsor get mad, and TV has to have a sponsor to get things running. So they would prefer not to have any comedian with any of those like controversial view or comment in general. So I think that is definitely one of the major reasons why there's no comedian make obvious kind of political based joke or trying to go to the area where it's very controversial. So I think yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of cultural reason and more, I don't know, deep reason behind it, but that's one of the big reason I can think of. So I am going to my friend's comedy show to support and see how it's going. Yeah, this is my girlfriend.
ちょっとやめてください
I cannot put this on my YouTube. Just kidding.
Come on.
Everything gonna be on there.
He taught me everything I know. He said that means cool.
No, that's not, she knows exactly what she's talking about.
I met other
He's,
slutty Japanese people.
Yeah, not me.
Not him.
Me. Yeah.
He's so pure. How do you say pure?
Pure?
Yeah.
Pure.
Pura. Oh, that's a good one. I can
Yeah.
remember that. Pura.
Pure.
Okay, iku.
She's pure bitch.
What? How do you say fuck off?
Fuck off.
Or it's like something to that sentiment.
Dokka ike.
Dokka ike.
Yeah.
Damn.
She's gonna be on stage. She's probably the best comedian in Chicago.
Can I call you KT-sama?
That's
Desu
it.
ka, KT-sama? Doko KT-sama
You
desu
bow
ka?
it with like Katie-sama.
What does that mean? What am I saying?
Sama?
Desu ka.
Deska?
Yeah.
It's just like
More respect.
Yeah. Deska.
You got a lot of respect words, huh? That's
Yeah.
like in Hindi we say G.
G.
Yeah. To put respect.
When do you say it?
So you'd be like Auntie G, Uncle G, KTG
So you
is non-binary.
non-binary. That's convenient.
Do you have gender in Japan?
No.
Everything is just it.
Yeah, sama.
Very
sama,
woke.
sama. Yeah, very. Yeah, we're not one of those like European countries.
India is all gender. Everything is boy or girl,
Really?
and it's very confusing for me. My Hindi is bad,
I didn't know.
so I always get made fun of. It'll be like
That makes sense. So
uh,
G is like one of the few words.
G is non-binary.
Okay.
Yeah. The rest.
Sona G. Okay. That's easy.
Is the snow reminding you of Japan?
What?
The snow.
Remind?
There's snow in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So fancy.
Look. This is called the cloudy olive. Let's see.
That's impressive. Fuck that.
That is amazing. We're gonna kick it off with a